Gentleman from New York.
Mr. Speaker, I now yield 3 minutes to the distinguished gentlelady from Texas, a member of the Judiciary Committee, Ms. Jackson Lee.
The gentlewoman from Texas is recognized.
I thank the distinguished chairman, and I thank with deep appreciation to Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, and delighted to be an original co-sponsor. And I thank the Judiciary Committee for really standing for these issues that are uniquely engaged in the Constitution and equality and justice, but that would get no light of day had our chairman and our subcommittee chairpersons not thought that it was valuable and important. Let me say to my friends on the other side of the aisle, I'm very glad of their recitation of the civil rights laws, and they are right. They are extremely important in protecting the civil rights of those who have been infringed upon. But they're not perfect, and they're not perfect as evidenced by the continuous stark discrimination regarding hairstyles, particularly with African American women and others. And let me just say, Mr. Speaker, I realize that this is a tough business, but wear hairstyles such as what I wear, and note the social media calling you monkeys over and over again. And so it is not just the fact that you wear a style that could be called a crown. It is the advantage that others who want to racially divide, and you know who they do it to? Our children. And so it is evident that there is need for the Crown Act because it prevents the discrimination on the texture of hair or hairstyles commonly associated with a particular race or national origin in areas of the law where discrimination on the basis of race or national origin is already prohibited. But it is not precise. This law is precise. Black people are disproportionately burdened by policies and practices in public places, including the workplace, that target, profile, or single them out, but others are engaged as well. The Crown study found that black women's hair is more policed in the workplace, therefore contributing to a climate of group control. But I've seen cases as a member of the Homeland Security Committee, black women coming back from the Caribbean, and their hair being searched, or they're being targeted as having something in that hair. That is insulting, offensive, and it is not constitutional as it relates to equal justice under the law. The findings also say that 80% of black women believed that they had to change their hairstyle. But again, the young people who in the midst of their competition in the state of Texas, boys, girls, required to, in an outrageous manner, cut their dreadlocks before they could compete. How heartbreaking that is, how destroyed those children were. And the young man that had to go all the way to the federal court because he refused to cut his dreadlocks. Why should he? I'm very grateful that the military saw the outrage some years ago. 2014, Secretary Hagel indicated a review of military policies. The Marine Corps in 2015 followed suit and issued regulations to permit lock and twist hairstyles. And so it is, in fact, very crucial to know that it's Native Americans, it's men, it's women. This is our famous tennis player.
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
Simply say that the Crown Act.
Seconds.
Very grateful to the chairman. Thank you so very much. Again, this is an outstanding tennis player. This is a young man. These are styles that are neat and certainly acceptable. This is a Native American. Again, a black woman. And here is the ultimate insult. In my state, this young man had to, before he could compete, had to have his dreadlocks cut. The Crown Act is imperative, it is needed, and I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, it will not impact in any medical attention that you need because Crown Act is about hair, and hair does not impact in your medical needs. We need the Crown Act. I yield back.
Time has expired. Gentleman from New York reserves. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
Reserve, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Ohio reserves. Gentleman from
Mr. Speaker, I now yield 2 minutes to the gentlelady, to a member of the Judiciary Committee, the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Garcia.